Yung Komodo dragon na to, lahat kakainin
Komodo
to.
swallows
Mabusog
goats.
lang ang kanyang tiyan.
I'm not sure if this goat felt anything when the dragon first attacked it, but boy did he do a job on the poor animal. I mean, the animal is crushed and dismembered as the large and deadly reptile swallows it whole. Goats are gutsy and audacious, so when they see a dragon, they must charge into it to play, having absolutely no idea what they're getting into. Another dead goat can be seen being eaten by a famished Komodo dragon. This goat is on the heavy side, so the dragon is having a hard time swallowing it whole. The beast is trying to figure out how to position the dead animal, but once that's done, it goes down like a charm. Well, almost. What a chubby goat. Now, this dragon doesn't waste any time swallowing this dead goat after killing it. 1, 2, 3, and in it goes, just like that. In the Komodo dragon community, goats are frequently caught by Komodo dragons, since the Komodo dragons and indigenous goats roam freely and without any fencing constraints. So it's common to see goats killed by dragons the way we just saw in these videos. 14. Komodo swallows monkey. Here is a monkey that ends up in a Komodo's mouth and is swallowed alive. Once the Komodo has caught the monkey, there is no escaping death, no matter how hard it tries. How the Komodo swallows the monkey is beyond belief. It just leaves me with no words. That's their favorite way to eat monkeys. No biting or chewing, just swallowing. Monkeys that fall from trees are swallowed by Komodos. The Komodo dragon ambushed and swallowed one of the monkeys that fell while struggling for territory. It's unfortunate for the monkey, but I guess that's how the wheels of life turn. Monkeys don't have much of a chance against Komodo dragons once they have been caught. This monkey is being rubbed into the ground as it is swallowed by the mighty dragon. 13. Komodo swallows shark. If you thought eating a monkey was wild, check this Komodo out when it pulls another rabbit, a shark, out of its hat and has it for lunch. The Komodo gulps the shark whole in 5 seconds. This Komodo dragon went for a walk on the beach and found a washed up shark. The dragon couldn't have asked for more. Well, perhaps he could, but this was good enough to start the day. In the coastal area of Komodo Island boroughs, Komodo dragons catch sharks. After that, the Komodo dragons eat them and swallow them right away, then return to the forest, as is the Komodo dragon's custom of resting under a tree after eating. These sharks are not jaws by any stretch of the imagination, but they are still easy meals for the wandering predators. 12. Komodo swallows Komodo. There are many fathers that don't own up to their responsibilities when they have children, and we all know at least one of those. But this Komodo dad went one step further. Well, a few steps, when he decided he'd had enough with his son and devoured him for breakfast. That's what I call pulling the rug right under the eyes of child services. Here's a small Komodo finding out what it's like to be eaten alive. Komodo dragons, as opportunistic feeders, can live on a wide variety of prey across their range, including deer, monkeys, buffalo, birds, pigs, goats, insects, and even humans. If given the opportunity, they can kill and devour their own kind, particularly small hatchlings. A big Komodo bullies a small Komodo, but the small guy's no match for the big guy. And this kind of fight is predictable and will probably end with the big Komodo eating the small Komodo. Adult Komodo dragons are subject to cannibalism, which accounts for 10% of their diet by eating their species young. As a result, juveniles spend their first years of life in trees. Their claws make them great climbers, but only while they're young. As adults, they're too hefty to climb trees. Then again, when they're big, they don't need to climb trees because all the other animals are afraid of them. 11. Komodo swallows deer. It looks like this deer is already dead, but that doesn't change this hungry dragon's mind, as he can be seen walking up to the dead animal and swallowing it in seconds. Whether it's edible or not, Komodo dragons do not discriminate. They are eating machines. This video can be difficult to watch. This Komodo has dug a hole into this adult deer and pulls its fetus out of there to eat it. I can't tell if mom is still alive, but it's possible. This is what I call a quick C-section without any anesthesia. The poor deer in this video was chased by 2 large Komodo dragons, while wildlife enthusiasts were trekking in the area. The 2 men went straight where the action was taking place, and when they got there, the deer was helpless because it had been bitten by both dragons. The dragons dug into the animal until there was nothing left. 10. Komodo swallows warthog. Komodo dragons will eat anything, and they're big fans of warthogs and wild boars, as you can see in our thumbnail when a dragon grabs a warthog by the snout, prepping the animal to eat it. It's all but over for this little guy. This young wild pig knew his fate was sealed when this dragon attacked and grabbed it. It was only a matter of time before the dragon swallowed the animal whole and alive. Already infected with this Komodo dragon's bacterial poison because it was bitten earlier, this wild boar was unable to run very far, so when the dragon caught up to it, it was a quick trip to the morgue. The wild boar in this video is barely alive as it lays on a pile of rocks, but it can be seen breathing rapidly. When the dragon decides to swallow it whole, the animal has no other choice but to accept its destiny. 9. Komodo swallows snake. After finding a sea snake on the beach, a Komodo dragon takes the snake into his kitchen and has a field day with it, as you can see for yourself in this video. No utensils, no plates, no nothing, just a nice big appetite. In this video, a white-throated monitor lizard can be seen swallowing a frozen-thawed feeder gopher snake made to appear animated for effect and education, which is quite cool. I could have sworn it was real until I received the email telling me otherwise. It looks like snakes don't have it easy with Komodos either. This Komodo is tearing the snake apart without a problem. Mind you, it's not a big snake, but it's still a snake. 8. Komodo swallows moray eel. After finding a moray eel, a young Komodo dragon preys on the creature and eats it for lunch. Judging by the way the dragon is eating the eel, I could almost swear it is delicious. It doesn't matter whether this moray eel just washed up on the beach or if the dragon picked it out of the water, because either way, it is doomed. What's crazier is how a person can get so close to the reptile without a worry in the world. When I see people like this walk up to these deadly monsters, I cannot feel sorry for them if they get snatched and are turned into dragon meal for lunch. These people are asking for it. Even though this moray eel is slipping and sliding, it still will not escape from the deadly predator. Once a Komodo dragon has a prey in its mouth, it's a non-issue. The animal will die. 7. Komodo swallows bat. Komodo dragons are beasts, but it's the first time I see a Komodo trying to grab a bat hanging from a tree. The Komodo reaches high enough and grabs a bat from a branch. Once he has the bat in his mouth, it's child's play for the Komodo to eat it. He just crushes the poor bat and eats it whole. That wasn't much of a meal for such a big lizard. A Komodo has managed to grab a bat and eats right through it. Once the bat is caught, it has no way of defending itself. Even for dragons, bats are not the easiest animal to consume. And I'm saying this because it takes this dragon a few extra seconds to swallow this bat. Again, the way they are shaped, with their large wings getting in the way, but not for long. 6. Komodo attacks duck. It seems like ducks are also on the dragon's menu, and even though they are fluffy and quite big, it's no problem for this dragon. The more, the merrier. A Komodo dragon smells food somewhere as it wiggles through the greens and discovers a duck. "Bye bye ducky," the dragon says to the duck as it quacks for mercy to deaf ears before the dragon crushes and swallows it. When this Komodo dragon sees a cute duck in the water, he grabs it and immediately swallows the duck in a few gulps. When the duck's head is the only body part still left sticking out of the dragon's mouth, the duck knows it's not going anywhere but inside the dragon's stomach. When a dragon spots a duck sleeping on the ground, it snatches the duck and smashes it to death. If this duck was dreaming, its dream quickly turned into a nightmare of epic proportions. 5. Komodo swallows stingray. Do you know how Komodo dragons eat stingrays? Well, if you didn't, they do, and you can see how in this video as this Komodo swallows the stingray whole. Komodo dragons are carnivorous reptiles that eat all types of meat, whether fresh or dead. Because its mouth cavity is wide like that of a crocodile, the Komodo dragon consumes its food without chewing it. That's exactly what it does when it plucks the stingray from the rocks. This Komodo finds a beach stingray and decides to have a quick snack. It almost looks like it's a common occurrence for the Komodo to find stingrays on the beach like this. This Komodo went for a stroll on the beach and came across a dead beach stingray. It decided to get a taste of the creature, but it didn't go down as easily as expected. 4. Komodo swallows chicken. When a partridge lays its eggs, this Komodo dragon watches it from afar until it finally rushes to catch the bird and crush it in a matter of seconds. Because the Komodos don't like to waste time. A chicken bites the dust in this video, and this one was gulped so fast by the lizard, I barely saw it happen. I feel sorry for these chickens. The fight is over before it even begins. This is so unfair. Chickens are feisty little animals, and I've seen chickens battle it out with snakes and other animals fearlessly. However, what can a chicken hope for when it's confronted to a determined predator like the Komodo dragon? It will either be turned into chicken parmesan or a chicken barbecue on the grill. Whatever it is, it can only hope for a quick death like the chicken in this video, swallowed instantly by this dragon. I mean, what else can a chicken do? It can't outrun the dragon and surely can't outfight it. So besides reciting a few Hail Marys and a couple of Our Fathers, the chicken is doomed. 3. Komodo swallows squid. Komodos often go to the beach to find food, because from the looks of it, they usually hit the jackpot just like the dragon in this video when it finds a nice squid to eat for lunch. A squid that lost its way and ended up stranded on the beach became food for this dragon. The Komodo fiddled with the squid a few minutes before swallowing it whole. On Komodo Island, dragons rule and the beach is theirs. When they take a walk on it, they eat whatever they find, including sharks, turtles, and squid like the dragon in this video. 2. Komodo swallows crow. This poor crow is being crushed by a Komodo dragon while it's still alive. The bird can be seen screaming in pain until it finally succumbs. Strange enough, the dragon rubs the crow on the ground for several seconds before eventually swallowing it for good. Crows are audacious and pesky birds, and they will often take risks when disturbing other animals. But if there is one animal that does not need disturbing, it's the Komodo dragon, and this crow found out soon enough at its own expense after the reptile snatched and ate it. This incident occurred in and around Komodo village. A Komodo dragon spotted an unsuspecting crow, and that was going to be the blackbird's biggest mistake of its life, because after this, its life was taken by the nasty reptile. 1. Komodo swallows turtle. Komodo dragons hunt and eat large live turtles that become trapped at low tide, where Komodo dragons often roam the sea coast looking for food.